Okay, welcome to this week's episode of Luv Subbin. And if you see the red border on our thumbnail, that means it's bonus travel video time.
Exactly.
And we are here at Rensselaer train station in Albany, New York. And we're going to be doing a couple of different things today, right?
Right, exactly. We're going to be taking the train from Rensselaer to New York and going to Penn Station and enjoying the lounge there. And then we're going to be taking a sleeper car.
And in the meantime, we'll show you business class on the Empire Builder, the brand new Patrick Moynihan station and lounge in New York City.
Exactly.
And then hopefully the brand new Viewliner II Roomettes on the way down to Orlando.
Right, they were just restyled.
All right, so let's get ready to board our train here.
Yep.
And do some additional train travel.
Should be fun. So we are in the Rensselaer Empire Builder Amtrak train headed to Penn Station. And we are in the business class seats. And they are very nice and roomy. They have a little cup holder here, some nice leg room, and free Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi speed seems to be pretty good.
So you can see here there's ample room to store your luggage. The back of the car, as well as overhead. And you kind of see that's the business class car right there with the cafe car just forward of it. Non-alcoholic beverages are included with your business class ticket.
So here's a tip for taking the Empire Builder towards New York City, going south, is sit on the right side of the train and you'll get some amazing views of the Hudson River.
And there are some really cool things to see along the Hudson, like starting with Hudson Athens Lighthouse. Of course, being a ship geek, I had to whip out my marine traffic app anytime I saw some major traffic.
You can see some great views of the United States Military Academy at West Point. And also another one of our favorite landmarks coming into New York City is the Tappan Zee Bridge.
The old Tappan Zee Bridge. I think it's called something else now, but that's what it used to be called, and that's what we still call it. All right, well, you can see we're underground, so we're getting close to hitting Penn Station. So how far was it?
It was about 2 hours and 45 minutes.
And in a car, it might take 3 hours, but the big difference is...
Less stress.
Yeah, in a car, it would seem like 5 hours, and this seemed like 30 minutes, so...
Exactly. Very
this is definitely the way to get to New York City from upstate. And yeah, let's go ahead, dock and chalk this Zug, and
we'll get to Penn Station.
Get to Penn Station. Let's see what the new, we're looking forward to the new Moynihan station, seeing what that looks like.
Should be nice.
Hey. That's the American version. Shall we? So where have we plopped ourselves?
We are on the balcony at the Metropolitan Lounge. We checked in at the front. We had to show our ticket to show that we were in a sleeper car, and we also had to show our vaccination cards as well. So that's important.
That was the first time we've ever had to do that, huh?
Yes, it's very important to have those on hand. So we were very cautious and brought them with us this time around.
All right, see, we're finally unmasked. What are we having for lunch?
We have salad. I have a unsweet iced tea. You have what, some sort
That's
of...
a fig and provolone sandwich.
Wow, fancy. And a Coke and some chips. So I think we're pretty much set.
So we're back from the balcony outside, and we're in a little quieter area to relax for a couple hours before our train leaves at 3:15.
Awesome. All right, our number's been called. We're at track 13. Heading on down. All right, we're all lined up.
Yep.
You can see back up where we were.
nice wood and everything. We're number 3. This is us right here.
All right, in we go.
Here we go. Number 3. So we're going to describe the features of this newer roomette, and it's a lot of aspects are very similar, but the key aspect that is missing is the in-room toilet. So the attendant came by and explained to us where the toilet was. It's down the hall on the left as we go out our room. Unfortunately, the toilet is down for service, so she's contacted the conductor, and hopefully we'll have that resolved, because otherwise this might be a very long trip. But what this gives you is a lot more storage space. We have storage space underneath here. I have a little table right here to rest things on. And it also gives you a bigger garbage can over here.
Right, and the step is bigger too, isn't it?
Yes, the step is bigger too, because this shelf was probably about this big because you had to accommodate a toilet seat.
Right.
And so it gives you a bigger shelf here as well.
And the garbage can is bigger because you don't have to have the receptacles for all the toilet paper.
And yes.
Yep.
So it adds.
So how about the decor? What do you think of the decor versus the older roomette?
It looks much newer. I do like the brown veneer.
A lot of wood, which I think you'll see in the aisles.
And I like the gray accents here. And you'll see also the gray accent on the sink as well once I pull it down. The
cushioning is not the blue Amtrak that it was in the older one. It's this mauve color with the tan brownish curtains, which is kind of nice.
Right, and everything just has a newer feel. There's a couple things that I am interested about. One is that this is essentially, so I don't knock things over here. Essentially the same table. It's heavy, like the other one was. It's missing its chessboard, so it's exactly.
Well, how are we going to play chess?
Exactly. It's missing its chessboard. But the thing is, if this is a new upgrade, why wouldn't they put USB ports here?
We're really surprised. They do have some 110, 120 volt outlets that will show. There's one there. You can see my camera battery's charging.
Right, but
there's one back here.
There's 2 right there.
Yeah, there's 2 back there on my side.
Right.
But I'm surprised that there's not USB ports or
another plug here, because people are going to be sitting here with their laptops and or their personal tablets, and they're going to want to plug this in and charge it at the same time, I would think, so while they're using it. So that's sort of surprising to me. But it's the same big, heavy
maybe we
table.
just haven't found them. If we find them later on, we'll tell you.
Exactly. But here's another thing that they changed was, I don't know if in the
that's so disappointing.
The previous one had a very complicated locking mechanism. This one is
less, like, as you can see in this video, right here.
And this is less complicated, but it's much harder to get it to close. So I'll give you an example. So it opens up. So basically, if you close it like that, you're not going to lock it because you're nowhere close. So basically, you have to slam it and then lock it. So that was a different change as well. So we have the hooks there, the same light situation. And with the sink,
let's see the sink.
It comes down. It has the same light.
Same light to tell you the sink's coming on.
A little bit brighter than that, but the cups are here as opposed to just sitting here. As you can see, the sink is much nicer with this.
Wow, that sink from the old Viewliner looked like it was recycled from a prison.
Exactly. It has a little spot right there where you can put your soap, like so. The other one had like a little bottle right there.
See the faucets.
And instead
of a bit nice, but it is definitely nicer with the, I don't know if that's Corian, but the Corian look at least.
Exactly. And the last one had holes here. This one has an opening here. And it does the same thing, but it looks a little bit less prison-like, I think. So we do have a sink, which makes
But some of the fixtures, like this towel bar, you know, that's pretty kind of chic looking there.
Right. That's not really a
grab bar.
That's a grab bar. This probably is more of a towel bar here, see?
Yep.
So I think
nice fixtures.
Yeah, I think this will be a very nice trip. And they tout the upgraded linens for this trip as well. They had an advertisement in the lounge showing the upgraded linen situation, so we'll have to give you a review of that when we get our beds turned down tonight.
Alright, so one of the things that I checked on was if everything worked. And unlike the last one, every single switch works, which is good, so all of the lighting works.
Excellent.
You've got a more up-to-date modern thermostat versus...
Could we actually set ours last time? I couldn't remember.
I don't remember, but that up-to-date thermostat looks a little better. And some of the same controls with the PA speaker, push for the attendant, etc. One of the things I'm really noticing is that this is car is a lot quieter than the old one.
So.
Even though you hear a few little rattles here and there.
It wasn't so rough as the last one.
Last year it was like shaking like crazy.
Shake and bake.
So our cabin attendant, Faye, who seems really, really nice, came by and explained what our ordering process was. As part of the sleeper car, we get a breakfast, a dinner, and a lunch. So with each of these, you get free, complimentary, non-alcoholic beverages, and you get a one-piece cocktail, wine, or beer. And we're chose to have our cocktail, wine, or beer at dinner. So we get to choose one of the lunch and dinners. For dinner, we have to go and get breakfast ourselves.
Yep.
And then she will deliver our lunch, which is actually the same menu as the dinner options for lunch tomorrow. Should be fun.
And we're gonna hit the dining car for dinner tonight. We have there are 3 seatings.
Mm-hmm.
What were they?
They were 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 8 o'clock.
And we chose
8 o'clock. And at the same time, we arranged to have our bed turned down so that we didn't get in her way while she was doing that. So we're gonna go to the dining car, eat dinner, and she's gonna turn our bed down at the same time. So tips and tricks on traveling a roomette overnighter, and you can extend these tips and tricks for a couple nights if it works for you, is to have an overnight bag, a separate one from your luggage that you put up there. I have in our overnight bag stuff for him and for me, and it's our basic nightwear, jammies, a pair
toothbrush,
of
toothpaste,
slippers. Well, in this case, we both chose flip-flops. For me, makeup, hair stuff, all that.
Right, you don't want to put that stuff up there. Just put it right down there, and you can access it easily.
Exactly. So my second tip is to dress in layers, because depending on where your destination is, you have to look at whether you're going from cold to hot, hot to hot, cold to cold, whatever. It's always good to dress in layers. I have a shirt with a sweater, and I have a t-shirt underneath, and I also have a skirt combo that I'm going to put on once we get to the warmer weather, and a pair of short socks. So I can change with the weather very easily, and if it got too hot, I can take off a layer, and if it got too chilly, I have this little sweater that I can put on.
It's like a wrap, right?
It's like a little poncho that I can put over, and it'll also be very nice to have on my feet at night to give me some additional warmth. So dress in layers is my second tip. My third tip is, if you like your water ice cold, a nice vacuumed flask is very excellent, because I have ice in here that I brought from home that should last me until my destination. And so by adding just the water from this water here has not been chilled, I just add it to my flask and it becomes ice cold.
Because they're definitely readily giving you water now that the toilets are out. The cabin attendant has been coming by with free water all the time. I don't know why she's doing that.
But they said that we can get ice in the cafe car, so I can also resupply this with ice. And so if you have your own flask, you put the water that they give you into the flask, and you will have a ready supply of ice cold water.
All right, we have arrived at the dining car.
Right.
Let's see, is that how your meal came?
Yep, it did. I've got 2 plates here. I'm not sure what. Oh, this must be yours. I think maybe.
We'll figure things out.
That's C for chicken, I think.
Let's go ahead and unwrap things and then do a presentation.
Yep.
All right, we've kind of plated up here. You can see
Right. I've got
this is the chicken a la rosa, roll, salad, and pudding with my fluted beer. What'd you get, see?
I got a enchilada with a tortilla and some rice and black beans, salad, and some Chardonnay.
All right, let's see how this tastes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It'll do the job. Maybe add just a little bit of salt. Oop, not that much.
You can see the sound of silence right now. We're still on battery power as they're looking to fix the toilet still.
Yes. But the food is good. The lunch dinner menu offered one vegetarian option and one vegan option.
The craft beer selection, however, consisted of Heineken Light.
And my meal is very good. It's hot. It's a tomato-based pasta, fettuccine pasta with some broccoli and some chicken. And, you know, it's similar to a TV dinner. We were talking to a gentleman over there, and he was saying that pre-pandemic, the food service was definitely a lot more formal with tablecloths and napkins and
higher quality.
Cooked to order. And I think what you're seeing here is a pandemic-related issue. It's still very good, though. We're happy with it.
Yep.
And yeah, it looks like things are making noise. We're gonna be off here shortly, hopefully. And I have pudding.
And you have pudding. Sounds good.
So as you can see, the bed has been turned down. We asked for it to be done while we were at dinner in the dining car. And we have about the same amount of space as the previous cars that we've tried in, but we do have a nice bit of storage space underneath where the toilet would have sat. So that is the benefit of having the in-car toilet, but I'm not sure it's still working yet.
I think it's still blinking.
I don't know, maybe they just gave up. After an hour and a half in DC, we're on the move, so we're gonna see if we have a working toilet or if we're still using rooms H. Maybe we'll get something for free. So it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I just want to make an observation that these curtains are not blackout curtains. As you can see, we get a lot of light coming in. The other observation I want to make is that this mattress is way more comfortable than the one we had on the narrowboat, which was basically a sofa cushion.
All right, well, good morning. It is about 7:15, and I suppose if the definition of a good night's sleep is you slept well, that worked for me. I went to bed about 10:30 last night, didn't wake up till 7. So, you know, the enhanced bedding that they talk about, that's pretty comfy. I thought it was all right. Cindy did recommend that if you're on, especially if you're in the lower bunk, there's a little bit of ambient light that shines through the corridor, through the curtains. So maybe a sleep mask.
A little bit, a lot.
Okay, she says a lot of light. Maybe a sleep mask would be recommended. But as you can see, we're approaching the Carolina Low Country.
We passed Charleston.
We passed Charleston, Cindy says. So yeah, we're heading our way down south. Gonna check out some breakfast. But overall, I had a wonderful night's sleep. Cindy could have used a sleep mask, so there's another little tip for you. Off to breakfast. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we have stopped here at, looks like NYC, South Carolina.
Yes, we're having breakfast in the dining car.
And breakfast can either be brought out by your cabin steward, or we chose just to come to the dining car and have it ordered ourselves.
And the bonus of that is that she can reconfigure our room while we're out here.
And then we can finish getting ready and start our day.
Should be fun. We're on our way to Disney World.
So you got some oatmeal?
I got some oatmeal and some coffee.
And I got a breakfast sandwich and some yogurt.
Yep, should be fun.
Should be excellent. You know, the egg, cheese, sausage biscuit here on a McMuffin kind of thing is good. You know, and I would liken it to say what you would get at, say, a Hampton Inn, you know, breakfast or something like that. It's certainly not fine dining. It's very good. It's filling. And the question's gonna, I'm gonna attribute this to the pandemic, because I talked to a couple passengers who said
The food was much better.
oh yeah, it was glorious with tablecloths and pink linen napkins and real silverware. The real question is going to be like this and so many else.
Is it going to come back?
Is it going to come back once things have been completely brought back to normal? That's the key.
Yep.
Or are they just going to say, hey, we might as well reap the cost savings?
The passengers accepted that.
It's a nice Carolina scenery out there. Again, one of the other advantages of train travel is that instead of having to drive or tow, I'm able to sit back and edit a video. But just one thing as far as reviewing this room goes, and it goes, people who design things should always use them first. And if you look here at my setup, I've got my mouse, the table barely fits, but that's okay. We set our the only plug that we could find was over here.
Right.
But look at where the cup holder is.
Is that good or bad?
Right where my arm goes for my mouse.
Yep.
So, you know, that's one of those things whereby...
And I'm still wondering why they don't at least have USB ports, or...
Yeah, that's
I mean, if they couldn't fit a plug, a USB port would have worked just as well.
We gave them a buy on the Viewliner I because they were built in '92 before anybody knew what a USB was. But these things were delivered between 2016 and 2020. And yeah, they should have had one by then.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's edit this week's video.
So another option is, instead of eating in the dining car, your cabin attendant will bring your lunch, dinner, or breakfast to your little cabin. And that's what she did today. Normally we might or might not have lunch today, but we were delayed because of the whole toilet fiasco, and we're just north of Jacksonville. So we're gonna partake of a nice lunch in our cabin.
And I think they've done a good job with the, you know, having the toilet cleaned and everything like that. But
right, they've done the best they can, but the toilet has been overloaded, admittedly.
Yep. But they've cleaned it.
Yep.
So what have you got?
I have salmon with steamed veggies, and Rich has meatballs with pasta.
And we both got the salad, sparkling water,
And iced tea.
and let's go ahead and take a taste of that salmon.
Looks good. Now last night's dinner was good, but it sort of tasted like a TV dinner. So we're gonna see if this is any better or the same.
And Cindy doesn't really like salmon a whole lot, but...
I don't, but this is good.
Good?
Has a nice flavor, it's not too fishy. And what I like, it has sort of a Chinese style sauce with the steamed rice, so I think it'll be really good.
And I got the pasta with the meatballs. And like I think we said previously, the lunch and dinner menus are the same, so we just chose something else. Yeah. You know, again, like a lot of what we've said, you know, because of the pandemic and then having to have just these pre-prepared meals, they're good. They're not great, but they're certainly a good TV dinner style meal. So,
For now, hopefully, and maybe that'll change in the future.
yep, we're gonna have a good little lunch here. We're editing some videos. We're just outside of Jacksonville, and I think
We're getting
just
close.
gonna grill and chill.
One final tip before you arrive at your destination is make sure about 15-20 minutes you gather all your bags of belongings, because you don't want to be scrambling 5 minutes, 2 minutes before you arrive at the station getting everything down and put away. We'll just be able to pick everything up and walk out.
All right, let's head on out and complete this train trip.
Yep.
All right, see, we ready?
Yep, we're ready to depart.
As we depart. They never did get fixed.
Our trip ended at the Orlando train station, where we Ubered over to our hotel.
So the question many people ask, was it worth the cost?
Right, so if you're wondering, the cost was $752 for the two of us, which comes out to about $376 per person.
Right.
To put that into comparison, our flight back cost $143 per person, so about double.
Right, but if you consider the fact that it was very stress-free, we were provided with meals at the lounge, meals on the train, and also some sleeping accommodations, you may want to factor that into the cost.
I think I always say with Amtrak, you really have to be a fan of rail travel to truly appreciate it, because it's simply that the numbers don't work with regards to money and time.
Right, but there was also the consideration that the service was affected by the pandemic as well.
I'm sure in a better times, the food would have been higher quality.
Correct.
I just don't know how you can get around the toilet not working the entire
Right,
trip.
we weren't able to get a good assessment of what the Viewliner was with the toilet and the Viewliner with the toilet down the hall.
Right, so, but overall, I think we had a wonderful trip.
It was a very nice experience and we enjoyed it.
So there you have it. That was our train ride to Orlando. We are at Riviera and we're about to check in.
Yeah, we just Ubered on over here, and that's going to end it for this Amtrak review of a Viewliner II with
Right.
some comparisons to the Viewliner I.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll have some more videos coming out about our trip to
Epcot, but definitely remember, we're an RV channel and a travel channel.
Occasional travel channel, yeah, we have fun
occasional
with it.
travel. But if you like this video,
Give us a big thumbs up
and if you think we've earned a subscription, click the subscribe.
and comment below if you've taken the train to Orlando and how you liked it.
Because we come out with RV and Airstream related videos and an occasional travel video like this one every Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.